Hello and what is up, everybody? Welcome back to game 3 between Virtus.pro and Team Secret in the Dota Summit 7 Grand Finals. This is going to be a game that we have on our hands here, as Virtus.pro, I just realized, have not repeated a pick yet throughout this entire tournament. They actually have not. I'm not sure if they're doing this on purpose. Let me check if they're running over right now, because that's all I'm interested in right now. This is actually insane. They're literally being wings. They're the new wings. Rest in peace, old wings. We got the new wings. Virtus.pro. They're from Russia. I guess not too far from China, I guess. But hold on, they might have doubled up. No, never mind. This looks like an entirely new draft from what I've seen. I'm looking through all their drafts right now. They have not picked Earth Spirit yet, or Dazzle, or Batrider. So, entirely fresh draft for now. And is this why their drafts are looking so weird? There's the Viper pickup. Secret banned that before because I think they realized Viper also wasn't a hero. It was a hero they also didn't pick yet. We still haven't played IO yet in this tournament as well, so that's why we're seeing that ban there. I do think if they let the IO through, Virtus.pro will make an IO strat around it, and that's always annoying to deal with. And I do think Secret knows what's going on here. Let's see their bans. Yeah, they're only banning heroes that Virtus.pro have not picked yet. And I'm just trying to confirm this because this is actually blowing my mind, but I'm like 99% sure, more than 99% sure that they literally have not played a single hero twice yet in this tournament, and they've made it to the grand finals, and they're here at game 3 against Secret, and the score is 1-1. Their draft in game 1 looked a little bit weird, but I think that Monkey King pick made a little bit more sense now, as it was the best hero that they haven't picked yet in the tournament that would fit with their draft. And I wonder if they're going to continue with this no pick strat, or no double pick strat. Elimination mode, I guess. They're actually playing elimination mode at the summit right now. This is insane. But as for Secret here, let's talk about their draft a little bit. They have the Faceless Void, and it will be a Drow strat as they pick up Drow 4th. They have the Faceless Void to set up for the Drow Ranger's damage. They got Crystal Maiden there as well. If she can get next to the Chrono with the Freezing Field, that will be a lot of damage. And of course, they got Yapzor's Rubik. Some pretty nice spells for him to steal here as well. They got the Viper Strike. I guess that's it right now. Batrider spells are pretty cool to steal. I've seen him steal Lasso, I believe, and that's always sick. Let's look at Virtus.pro's bans here. They're going to take out Kezu's Sand King. Secret already played 2 games in a row. It always is a nuisance to them. And they take out the Queen of Pain, which would have fit very well with this Drow. And they're taking out the Razor as well, a counter to Viper. And Secret's still banning out heroes that they haven't picked yet. I think they did play Riki, so Secret fucked up, I think. Let's check. Did they play Riki? No, they did not play Riki. They played Bounty. And they played Tree, but no Riki yet. So, alright, that makes sense. Alright, so I think Puppy knows. He knows. With just these bans here alone, like, they haven't played Lion yet, and he's one support that they would run, right? Instead they get the Dazzle here, and they get Earth Spirit. The Riki was banned, so they get Earth Spirit. That just makes sense. I think if Secret just keep banning this, Virtus.pro are going to run out of heroes. But of course, they're not like obligated to not double up on their picks. They're just doing it to see if they can win with it. And they just might. As their draft here, oh my, last pick Huskar coming out from them. And I don't, was that a, I'm pretty sure they played Huskar before. They surprised Secret. Alright, never mind. I'm wrong again. They did not play Huskar before. They indeed have not. For some reason I thought they did. But let's see. Just double check real quick. Nope, they have not played Huskar before, so I think they just confused Secret there. They thought that they would go for a PL or something like that. as it also is a carry they haven't picked yet, but it will be a Dazzle Huskar for Virtus Pro. Not the greatest against what Secret have. Lina, of course, always very good against Huskar with the big ultimate. The Faceless Void will be able to do fairly well against him in lane. You can just time walk off a lot of the damage coming out from Huskar's harass with his burning spears. But we'll see here. I think this game really comes down to the laning stage. Whoever can come advantage, get an advantage there will get a big lead coming in through the mid game, especially once Roshans are taken. Whoever takes the first Rosh of this game, if they can hold on to the Aegis and push with it, it's a pretty big deal. And I do think that Secret kind of have to play around their Chronos timings, while of course Virtus Pro always just have the Batrider. He can just initiate at any time once his Batrider ultimate or his lasso is off cooldown, and just get a nice yoink there onto any of these heroes, and they're fairly squishy, so they can just be bursted down, and they can snowball off of that. So it is going to be Team Secret versus Virtus Pro in Game 3 in the Dota Summit 7 Grand Finals. All right, we're looking at some shrubbery right now, but is there going to be a pause at the start of this game? Looks like there's not. And Yaps are teaming out to the mid lane, and everyone's fast to get out of their wards here. It's a mad dash. Lil will get his ward down undetected as he rolls to the high ground. Yapster gets his ward mid as well. Both of them trade mid wards here, and they will both get away undetected. Now Lil moving all the way over here. He might be looking to get into position for a courier snipe later. Yapster wrapping his way around. He does have boots. He's moving fairly quickly. And that does look like what Lil is planning here. Waiting in the trees here. Mid one. Going to be on the mid Lina. Going to be buffed up by the Drow Ranger. Pretty strong mid hero there with the Lina aura, or with the Drow aura, I mean. And we'll see how no one matches up with this Viper. I think this matchup does favor Lina. Even though you look at the Viper, he has corrosive skin, he's a fairly strong mid laner. I think Lina just outranges him, and then she just nukes out the wave, while Viper has no way to really push out the wave by himself. KheZu getting in a position here to try to cut off the creep wave, and that will allow him to secure level 2. As for Yapzor, he is just moving up in the safe lane here. They do have their camps blocked right now, so they weren't able to stop that. Pasha gonna move back, get a block here. Well, here comes KheZu. Let's watch him and see how he deals with this right here. We'll try to get the creep cutting. Can he get it though? Ramses misses the block here, lets a creep through, and here comes KheZu. He's gonna show himself. We need a lot of fire spear damage, so we're gonna come in with the poison touch as well. KheZu might just die here. He's already eating up a ton of stacks, but he still has the time walk, of course. Going to take off a lot of that damage, but not enough really, as he's really low now. And there we see a little assassinating Secret's courier there, and he will get that off successfully. And KheZu did manage to get 2 creeps, but that is all. That's not really what he wanted. Ideally, he wanted the ranged in there so they can get that 90 experience. Pretty important. We'll get the last hits under tower, but Solo playing very aggressively, and they're going to roll in first blood going to VP. Played a little bit too greedy there, and Solo will punish him for it. Lil coming in there with the assist as well. He's caught up by a lot of creeps right now. We'll just drag them away a little bit, meet him with his own creep wave. Now KheZu TP's right back, and once again they go in with the roll. He'll have to time walk away, and now he can't really play aggressively as he does not have the time walk to get him out. And let's open up the last hits real quick here, and we see that no one's actually ahead. And you expect him to be ahead at these early parts in the laning stage, but I feel like the later this gets, the better the Lina will be in this lane, as she'll also have the help from the Drow aura. And with multiple points and nukes, you can really just push out the wave, and there's not much that Viper can do about it. And notice the amount of regen that he has flown out to himself already. He has 2 salves. He knows that he'll take harass in this lane for sure. Bottom lane will just be Drow versus Batrider at this point, as Puppey has rotated into the jungle. So there's not much that he can actually do against the Batrider at this point, especially with the creep wave pushing under his tower. He's favoring his experience and trying to get his level 2 for the mana for his team. It's very important to have the Arcane Aura. It does help out the Lina a lot. We see a 2v2 in the mid lane. Yapzor versus no one and Lil. And And oh my, mid one went down really low. Lil going to dive deep for this one, but mid one just gonna turn around, pop a Dragon Slave to the face, and get that easy kill. A bit too greedy there, but they still will force the Lina back to base. In the meantime, this is a common occurrence with Secret, it seems, where YapzOr just ends up taking over the mid lane. He's like the second mid player for Secret right now. And he'll get a lot of last hits actually, with this DD rune. He'll actually be able to hit both of those ranged. Now mid one will come back and resume his laning there mid, but Puppey in the meantime was just been jungling. He almost got to level 3, which is pretty good. Lil is still sitting on level 1. Drow is a bit exposed here, and they know this. Lil wants to go in for the kill. He wants level 2 first, and Drow already has 2 sticky napalm stacks. Oh no, they will expire. She also has 14 wand charges, and she knows that she's in danger, so she's not even walking up to the creep wave right now. But even Dazzle is going to move down here. They want to kill onto MP for sure. Here comes the roll in. The roll will miss. They get the poison touch, but I don't think they can go for this dive. YapzOr is already here, and they can even TP in with the Crystal Maiden. There comes Puppey. I think this dive is a little bit too deep. MP did take a lot of damage with the magic wand. We'll bring him back up. He has a salve available as well. Solo in a pretty bad position, and Lil is already abandoned. I think Solo will just give his life away, and again, Virtus.pro getting a little bit too over aggressive here. They kind of missed their opportunity there to go onto MP. And mid one will farm out the mid lane, and this is something that you can do. You can just push out mid, go jungle, and then go back to the mid lane. He actually will just farm jungle entirely for now. Lose a little bit of creeps in the mid lane, but of course this is a lot safer, as he knows that most likely the Earth Spirit is going to make his way mid soon, and Viper still has pretty decent kill potential on her with the Earth Spirit coming in, and she's going to take this time to pick up runes, but he's missing out on a lot of experience here, because he's only level 4 now compared to the Viper's 5 and almost 6. And the one thing is they're actually giving Ramsey's not free farm, but Kezi was definitely not contesting this lane much at all. You see Ramsey's up to 17 denies, and this is actually troubling for Secret. They give this Huskar free farms. Lina's not having the best lane in the world, and at this point Virtus.pro already looking pretty solid early game for them. Pasha up to level 4, he can cause a lot of trouble in this bottom lane, and they really have to commit Puppey and YapzOr down here, otherwise MP will just get dove. But as a result, he's gonna lack out in some experience, and they want him to get level 6 as fast as possible. But if you look at the cores on the side of Secret right now, they're incredibly under leveled. Level 5 Lina only. Drow is just about to hit level 5, still level 4. Kezu's only level 3. He's getting harassed out a lot by the Huskar here, just from what happened to him at level 1. Because everything snowballs for him. If he was able to get that first creep wave and get his level 2 fast, he actually might be able to hold his own in his lane, but just because he ended up dying, giving away first blood, this lane now has become really hard for him. And oh, in the bottom lane, oh, they get MP. I think that's worth it. MP goes down once again. I mean, he's only level 4 still. They get some gold out of that, getting the kill onto Bat as well as Lil, but this is just putting a lot of pressure. And this is one thing about Batrider. And if you do kill him, he'll do a ton of damage to you. And with another rotation coming in from a support, they're going to be able to get at least one counter kill. And most importantly, it was a counter kill onto MP, the carry. It doesn't really matter how much YapzOr and Puppey get at this point. If the Drow has nothing, it's going to be pretty hard for Secret to play this game. Lil goes with a roll in there, wants to steal the rune, I think, but I think mid one has already grabbed it up. He will not hit the stun, and Lil will get himself away. YapzOr, though, with a haste rune, can pull him back into a stun. There's a Light Strike Array into the Dragon Slave. This should be a kill. No, Lil with the roll away. He'll get killed by the auto attacks, but in the meantime, no one comes in with the ultimate there. He'll try to get a kill onto mid one, who's still affected with the slow, but oh, they're juking. He'll die. Oh man, this is a big play for no one. That's one kill onto Lil, but that's a double kill for no one onto a core and Puppey. And he's still playing super aggressively. He wants to bait YapzOr in here. And he has a Fairy Fire as well as a stick charge, a salve as well. And he's just going to use that right now to heal up. And alright, this is actually looking super bad for Secret at this point. Once again, they have a strategy that's dependent on a timing. I mean, I don't think they can... I mean, I guess they could take it late. I mean, they have a fairly good late game lineup, but being able to survive against this Huskar Viper, I don't see how they do it actually. We'll see. It's really on Yapzor actually. He needs to get a lot done in this game. If he ever gets caught out and doesn't manage to like steal multiple big spells and fight, it's actually over for them. Because Chronosphere is not enough. There's the grave they always have to deal with, and at that point, they're asking themselves, how are they actually going to kill this Huskar? He has his armlet already. It's 7 minutes 40 seconds in, and he'll be building into a halberd that will deal with the Drow Ranger and the Void potentially. Of course, the mischance is going to be huge. Void not even level 6 yet. And it looks like Virtus Pro looking for a play down bottom lane. Drow did finally get his level 6. Batrider is still level 5. He'll get initiated on. He's taking a ton of damage. Yapzor will finish off the kill, so Batrider getting caught out there. Maybe depending on a grave or something, but will not find it. But right after that, they just move the Huskar down here, and they can go for a dive now. They know that the lift have been committed, and it's still on cooldown for a little bit. The silence is missed from MP. He's in a lot of trouble. Lil is keeping the supports away. They will have lift again. Ramses doesn't have his ultimate, so actually MP going to be able to walk out. Now mid one rotates in. We'll get the ultimate there onto the Earth Spirit. I don't think Ramses was planning on fighting this early, so he has not leveled up his ultimate yet, and that means that Drow Ranger going to be able to just walk away. Well, that's quite unfortunate, but they will be able to force them back and most likely take this tower though. And we'll see them shrine up now on the side of Secret. In the meantime, no one will take over the top lane as the creep wave is pushing in. Doesn't want to take any chip damage on the tower or give away too much to the Void either. But the Void will have his level 6 now. He has TP as well, so this tower bottom most likely will be defended. He's coming in for the Huskar. Here comes the Chrono. The Grave is there, but nice lift from Yapzor preventing the silence coming out as well. Ramsey is going to be focused down. This is pretty bad. Solo wants to TP away. Where's the bash? There's no bash. Solo gets out. In the meantime, no one will be able to take this top tower though. Or maybe not. Yapzor coming in with the defense. And he can't really do much to the Viper, but he can clear the creep wave. In the meantime, Lil trying to get some level from the mid lane is quite under leveled as he did try to go for a lot of rotations. And this is where Secret is going to look pretty strong for now. That was a very big kill there to kill the Huskar. And I think that was just all started with Ramses going with a little bit of a greedy build, not opting to level up Life Break. But now he has it and he's coming in. He wants to fight bottom. He knows that Yapzor, Secret's carry, has left the premises. And MP will not be able to get out. Nice stun coming in from Lil. He tries to TP, but now Pasha wants more. He has the lasso. Mid one is his target here, but Puppey will slow him down, so they might just have to go for Puppey instead. Light Strike Array does not connect onto Ramses, and he'll be able to chase for more. Mid one will go as well, and there you go. Triple kill for the Huskar. That's what I like to see. Pasha did not even get a chance to use his lasso there. They didn't need it. No one in this meantime has just been farming top, and he'll be going for a mech just to help his team survive. They do have the 5-man strat. I do think if they go late game, they can fare against the Drow Ranger, but at this point they just kind of want to snowball, right? This whole time Kazuya has been pushing in the mid lane, doing a decent amount of damage as the Catapult is here. He's going to try to clear the creep wave, so Catapult will remain alive as long as possible to continue to dish out some damage, but no one has arrived and Catapult will die to the tower. A nice DD rune spawning here for VP in the bottom lane. Mech complete for no one. In the meantime, mid one looking to split push here with the Catapult in the top lane. Yapzor has been up here getting some farm as well. He's actually more than halfway to his Blink Dagger, which is really good for him. But VP now just wanting to push in through mid, and they find the DD rune onto Ramses. They want to kill MP. He's not going to be able to TP away. That's way too much damage from DD Huskar, and they will take the mid tower. Top tower will fall though. Mid one with the Catapult doing a ton of damage to the tower. They will take that quite easily. The bottom lane still being pressured by Pasha though. They will TP Yapzor to try to get a pick off on him here if he moves too far forward. They have the Chrono as well. I don't think they want to use it onto a Batrider though, so mid tower will eventually fall for VP. This whole time mid one's still pushing in the top. He's able to clear the creep wave real quick, so the Catapult is kept alive, and he's going to do a lot of chip damage to this tower top, but they're going to roll in with Lil. They're going to try to get the catch. The stun will miss though, so mid one going to be able to walk away. That will stop the mid push coming in from Virtus Pro, but they just want to push out top now. And mid one sticking around for the bounty rune. Lil doesn't have his stun or his slow quite yet. His roll is still on cooldown, so mid one will get away. Pasha is still farming out bottom lane a little bit, but as Kezu came in, he'll back himself off. He'll farm the jungle now. He really wants his blink. YapzOr still doing really good in terms of his farm. He's playing really greedy right now on the Rubik, but he can, as there's not much pick-off potential for him right now until the bat gets the blink, and the bat is farming that right now, so he knows he's safe to do this. His Huskar can kind of kill him, but Ramsey's still very slow, doesn't have upgraded boots, and he's farming straight into a Halberd. Bottom or top lane will not be pushed in, as Ramses did go mid real quick to defend against the creep wave pushing in from YapzOr, but he's just going to back off and move back out. He'll have a very fast blink, and I was talking about how Secret win these fights is YapzOr getting a ton of spells stolen. It's a big deal. He can get the Viper Strike, you can use Lasso, maybe Grave can be huge if you can steal that. The heal would be not bad either. Oh no. Faces Void getting camped. Oh, he managed to survive. Time walk away. Then he gets a nice Chrono onto 2. The Dazzle and the Huskar. Can they kill Huskar in time? They will before the Dazzle can get the Grave off. Really nice lift from YapzOr there, making sure they can secure that kill. Puppey gonna drop his ultimate, so they almost take out KheZu there. But unfortunately, they did not quite have enough damage to burst them down in time. In the meantime, MP was just pushing out the mid lane. Did a decent amount of damage to the tower, but without Chrono now, I think Secret have to be a little bit careful. Maybe not. They catch out Solo there at the rune, and he will go down. And I think they want to go into Roshan, but maybe they're not too sure about that, as Batrider will have his blink now. Most likely, he'll have it very soon, and Huskar is respawning. They're also all affected by Weave. Instead, they're going to push through the mid lane, and they want to take out this tier 1. I think VP want to defend. Yeah, they want to defend this for sure. Do they have a fort? They don't have a fort. Oh, never mind, they do. Tower will be fortified, and I think with this, Secret will back away. Puppey grabs a DD rune onto Crystal Maiden. Wow. And yep, Secret going to back off. YapzOr has his Blink Dagger now, and expect the plays coming out from him shortly. Puppey will push out the top lane, and with the Chrono down, actually, VP want to go in for Roshan. Ramsey's gonna start working on it right here, and they're actually done a decent amount of damage so far. Pre-weave from Solo to make sure they all have some extra armor there, while Pasha is looking for a pick-off. They can actually get mid one here, as no one is in position. They follow up with the Viper Strike. Where is the team? There is no one there, and mid one will fall. I don't think he saw that one coming. He expected them to go for Rosh. They knew that they couldn't defend it, but he just wanted to farm at his tier 2, but Blink Dagger reveal for Pasha will punish that, and he goes down. And now Lil is maybe looking for something. He doesn't want to walk into all these heroes, though. He's still playing aggressively. I don't think he knows how many heroes are here, but I think Secret are just as afraid. And they're going to TP themselves out. Lil with the blind stun. Nope. Puppey, though. Still in a lot of trouble, maybe? No. Alright, I think they're all going to get out. YapzOr, in the meantime, still split pushing. He's up to level 10. I mean, he is actually secret carrier right now. He is super farmed on his Rubik, has stolen the Shadow Wave, and has a Blink Dagger. And oh man, Aghanims would be pretty dope for him this game too. Getting that Aghanims Viper Strike, that'd be pretty cool, right? I mean, I guess there's not much other spells for him to steal, so maybe not Ags. He'll go for, yeah, he's going for Yules. They'll help him out. Gives them some extra disable as well. Can get rid of the silence if you ever get silenced by the Earth Spirit. And fuels a grave target, and we can just focus him after the grave ends. Oh man, Puppey actually stuck around for that whole time, and will finally get found by VP and taken out. It's unfortunate for him, but I mean, it's just a 5 position. Crystal Maiden, not the biggest deal in the world right now. Mid one will finish up his Bloodstone. Decent timing on the Bloodstone. But you see YapzOr, he wants to set up a gank here. Ramses does have the Aegis, so they're going to think twice about that as they see Pasha and Lil head in as well. They want this top tier 1 right now. No one did TP to the mid lane, so he can't come, but they just need to make sure their lanes are in a good position. They don't want to take too much damage to their towers through split push, or just creep waves pushing in. But you look at MP, he's still very far behind. Open up the net worth real quick here. We see no one is at the top, about 10k for him. and they're gonna just push straight in here for this tier 1. Ramses is unstoppable right now with the Aegis. They really need to chrono the Dazzle. The Dazzle is the key target. If they get the Grave off, these fights will end up disastrous. And what happened there? Pasha got caught out, dropped the Laguna Blade onto him, but he's going to be able to live it and walk it off. Comes back in with the lasso onto mid 1. He doesn't have the deny, but here's the Chronosphere. We'll hit onto 2, gets Lil as well as No One. No One is so tanky. Look at that. He just mechs up, and oh, this is looking to be a bad fight. Secret mid 1 does lose his life. I don't know why I call him Secret mid 1 there, but not managed to get the deny off. They push in through mid, and now without Chronosphere, this is I'm not so sure. Lina is still fairly strong. She respawned almost immediately. Ramsey is going to heal himself up with the Inner Vitality. He still has the Aegis, of course. No One pretty healthy as well, about half HP. Has a lot of strength items. That's how he's able to survive that there. And he has mech up in 30. Pasha doesn't have his Flaming Lasso, so no initiation quite yet. Solo wants to use a weave here. Like the group up? Well, I think he might be saving it to use it offensively. And there's the Halberd coming out from the Viper. And Ramses comes in aggressively onto Puppey. He will get bursted down by the Laguna Blade, but he'll respawn with the Aegis. And now Pasha goes in. Doesn't have the lasso, but he'll slow down everybody. MP dishing out the damage though. Graves saves Pasha for now. Meanwhile, in the backline, they're losing all their other heroes there as Huskar just jumps right in. They kill mid 1 once again, as well as Gapsword, the secret carry of Team Secret. They will take a tier 2. Now MP, the only one to defend high ground. They don't have Chrono for another 50 seconds. Look at that. He just hits the Viper. I think he did more damage to himself than the Viper there. And it was not much, but it's not hitting for much at all. The Viper has really good armor. Holy cow. Because he went that 16 agi talent. Look at that. That's before weave. Just with mech. What a hero. No, they're just running down lanes. That is Virtus Pro's strat at this point, and it is up to Secret to try to defend. But we find No One with a haste rune. He gets Puppey there. Lift does save him for a split second, but Ramsey's gonna come in. That's an easy kill. There's the weave as well. Pasha comes in. He wants to get the lasso there onto Yap, so that's a big pick off for them, but they don't find it. So they just resume pushing down towers. All Secret can do is really just split push and defend high ground. But Lina has lost almost all her Bloodstone charges, and that's going to be a tier 2 gone. And they're not going to go high ground quite yet. They want to wait until the Aegis and cheese for that one, but they're going to TP bottom with No One, and they're going to push this one all the way out and take this tier 2. In the meantime, I think they might just jungle up a little bit, but not too much. They ideally want to just push out lanes. Yeah, Ramsey's already TP mid to farm that. Batrider will be farming the jungle though. So No One building into a Hurricane Pike next. I think that's really good for him. Yeah, not only can be used defensively, but it can be used effectively. Did it say offensively? It not only can be used defensively, it can be used offensively pretty well as well. He gets that onto one of these heroes and just dishes out the right clicks. At how much attack speed does it give you actually? Let's see. Grants 100 attack speed. Yeah, that's a lot. So that's going to be a scary Viper once he picks that up, and actually he just has it, as it was flown out to him on the courier. His nice little dog courier here. Once again, I really want this. It's fucking dope as shit. Well, anyway, Secret not interested in defending bottom. They're just trying to split push, and they might even be able to like start hitting a tier 3. They'll definitely force Virtus Pro back, but I don't think Virtus Pro have any plans going high ground anyway. So mid 1 with the catapult here, going to hit onto the tower. He has his team all behind him. They're grouped up as 5. Kezu's waiting in the trees to get a chrono off if Virtus Pro try to TP back, but they're just gonna let their tower go. They would just want to go for a trade, and this will open up a chance for them to get mega creeps once they break the base. They ideally just want to take all their tier 2s, not only that, but it gives them some gold. Right here comes the TP back from Ramses. They'll have to bring everybody back here and force Secret away. Secret can't fight though, so as soon as they see the TPs, they'll back themselves off and they'll farm the other lanes. But very smart play here from Pasha, waiting bottom for somebody to show up. But mid 1, I think he knows. They haven't seen the Batrider yet, and he'll just push out the wave and immediately back into his base. Does not want to get lassoed now, but MP playing with fire if he wants the last hit onto the catapult here. Pasha will get him. The blink range is not quite enough. We'll see. We'll see. How greedy can MP be? And he's too greedy, as he does have the Shadow Amulet flown to him. Maybe he'll use that to live. No, he's burning down. Magnetize gonna take him out as well, but the Chrono comes out. But what's the follow-up? Yaps are here with the Viper Strike. Maybe. Well, we'll get the kill there onto Lil. That's a 1-for-1 trade. Chronosphere committed though. Batrider just got the heck out of there. Meanwhile, Ramsey was just pushing in through mid, and no one was pushing top. And he's getting fat on this Viper. Level 18 onto him. Solo, level 10 as well. Just drops a casual sentry there to check for some secret wards. A little high ground here with a ward as well. I think they saw that though, so that will be de-warded, unfortunately. Ramsey's, what does he have? Does he have something? He's kind of poor. Going for the treads, go for Dragonlance. He's quite tanky now, and they're just gonna start hitting high ground. Alright, they do clean up that ward there, placed by Solo, and they're gonna try to just chip down to tier 3. Roshan isn't spawning yet until another 2 minutes, and they're feeling confident right now. They can just pre-weave and do this. There's not much that Seeker can do without the Chrono. The only reason they are doing this is because Chrono was expended bottom. Alright, they just chip this down. Razor has, or not Razor, Viper has pretty good range with the Hurricane Pipe. And it's very tanky as well, as I mentioned, especially with the weave. Very high armor hero. And of course he has good magic resistance as well with the corrosive skin, so he's just overall a beast right now. It's kind of the true carry of Virtus Pro. Ramses doesn't really have much in terms of farm and even levels. He's not even hit level 15 yet. Here they get a D-ward onto Secret. They even ward themselves, but here comes Pasha with the lasso onto mid one. He should be able to deny himself here, but maybe not. He just dies. He went for a Dragonlance just from extra range, but that's him dead for 30 seconds. That's going to be a tier 3 for sure. If they can actually get through backdoor though, they need to wait for the next creep wave to come in. But look at no one, he's just tanking the tower, he doesn't care. He gets the Inner Vitality put onto him as well. Ramses, alright, just jumps a creep there. Force Staff will get him out. Whose Force Staff is that? Oh, it's the Vipers. Or, yeah, it's the Vipers. And it's going to be Rex. And it might be game. I don't think that Secret can fight this. And they can just walk back and get Roshan in 1 minute, 50 seconds. And they actually cannot do anything about Virtus Pro. Even if he gets like a, I mean, maybe if they get like a 5-man Chrono, but no one, look how hard he is to kill right now. With the weave as well, they literally are tickling him. And he still has the mech and the halberd to use. And here comes Lil with initiation. They go straight onto Puppey. Chronosphere will actually hit onto 3. Pretty decent Chrono, but they're not even going to kill the Huskar. The Grave wasn't even needed. Huskar is just going to go in. Grave might have been too early, so Huskar might actually go down here. He needs to get his halberd off. He will actually go down, but I think Virtus Pro staying a little bit too long to kill Puppey. Now Viper potentially in trouble as the weave will end. Mid one want to go. They just smoke up for the extra move, so they want to catch up and maybe kill someone from Virtus Pro, but Flame Break gonna push them all back. So actually just going to give his life, and Pasha should just get away. So they do save no one, and Yapzor wants him, I think. Yep, Yapzor, yeah, there you go. The wrap around with the Eul Scepter. He doesn't have to lift though, but Viper Strike used, and I think he's just gonna TP. Oh, will not get out in time though, as Puppey comes in the last few weeks. Also gets the Frostbite off to cancel that. And so they lose 3, they take the racks. That was not really needed. Grave came a little bit too early from Solo, and then they should have just taken the racks and back, but whatever. I still think they're in a very good position. Maybe Lil getting picked off here will be a bit annoying, as they want to take Roshan now. They wait 30 seconds for him, and they might just get a tier 1 bottom that with that pick off as well. Yaps are also getting pretty farm. He has the Eul Scepter now, building into the Aghanims next, and that will be a pretty sick Aghanims, as he'll be able to get that Aghanims Viper. I said Aghanims a lot there, guys. Now Shadow Blade will be onto MP. Silver Edge is, I guess, kind of important. We'll be able to get rid of the Huskar passive as well as the Viper passive, which is a big deal. That will mean they're actually nukes, their magic nukes will do more. Because right now they're tickling the Viper at this point. He's 8-0-4, and he's very unkillable. And with this, he'll probably have a cheese on him as well. Or they'll just give the cheese and the Aegis to Ramses, just don't need to go ham. I don't think no one really needs it. We'll actually get the cheese here once he pops his magic wand and backpacks it. Drop your stick, Pasha. Not much farm onto him, but Who gets the courier kill there? Is that YapzOr? This is their YapzOr mid one and the courier kill there. Mid one did push the bottom lane all the way in, so someone will have to go back here and defend. Batrider keeping in, but no way YapzOr will get caught. He has the Eul Scepter. They actually want to kill the Batrider here. Mid one comes in. The Grave will save him though, and they might have stayed too far. Mid one in a lot of trouble. Can they get the lasso off in time? He actually will just turn around, get the auto attacks off, and he's gonna get a kill here onto Lil as well. YapzOr steals the Firefly. He's gonna fly away like a witch. Alright, they're coming in with the Void Chrono here. This is actually looking a little bad for Virtus.pro. They just want to reset. Now the Chrono hits onto 2. They get the weave off in time. Thank God, which means the Huskar will survive for a lot longer. Now it's 2v5. Can they do it? It is an Aegis Huskar as well as cheese onto no one. But look at that, the Viper Strike coming onto no one but no one. That's godlike. He kills Puppey just like that. Alright, that is dead Lina there. And they will not be able to 2v5. Virtus.pro clean up, and it'll end up being a 2-for-3 trade there. My second monitor is fucking up, so I'm gonna turn it off before my computer crashes or some shit, guys. Sorry for that noise. Just resuming the cast after that, but it'll be good. Hopefully nothing happens. My monitor is kind of fucked up. It kind of artifacts a lot, but enough of that. Let's get back to the game here, guys. Pasha building into a Eul is pretty good for him, giving him the extra move speed and even dodge some spells like the Viper Strike from the Rubik. Ramses, I think he wants a... Does he need a BKB this game? What was on the courier, by the way? I think it was one of his items. Or it didn't show, because he looks pretty poor. He hasn't bought a new item. I don't know, maybe it just is that poor. No, there's a Hurricane Pike flown out to him. Or someone passed it to him. I think they picked it up on base and backpacked it and gave it to him now. And he'll have the Hurricane Pike. That's going to help him out. So they do want to be able to disengage from his secret. Because, I mean, they can go ham, but ideally if they disengage and then turn back, they'll have better chances in these fights. So now they have 3 Force Staffs up. And they're looking pretty good. So they still have the Aegis. There's a Butterfly onto no one, and his armor is looking insane. He also went for the extra attack range talent right now. He'll actually be on the high ground though, so he doesn't have the miss chance. And yeah, below 25, that's what I'm talking about. That's 20 armor there. Meantime, mid one has just been ratting. He doesn't take out a tier 3. Batrider really wants his Euls right now, but he gets the last onto mid one, doesn't manage to kill him, but the bottom rack is already gone. Meantime, a fight breaks out. Ramsey's taking a ton of damage here, but they do have the Grave. Chronosphere not going to get off. The silence comes out from the Earth Spirit. Now we'll see the Chronosphere, but nice Grave onto Ramsey. He's going to keep him alive throughout the Chrono. And let's see how much damage he can dish out. Not too much. The Aegis will be popped, and Lil comes in with a nice stun. There's the magnetized damage, and no one gonna force staff himself up aggressively. He wants to go for the kills. Mid one is already dead, and there's Puppey dead as well. No one is still zoning everybody back, and look how much damage Drow is doing. Absolutely nothing to him, as he has really high armor. 40 armor, almost 50 at this point with the weave, and he's just manning up. He's diving the fountain. He doesn't care. YapzOr, sure, you can Viper Strike me, but I'll just man up and kill your whole team. And there's just no one like a battering ram right now, and Ramsey's just gonna dive the fountain. They're feeling confident. They don't have a weave yet, and oh, here comes the Grave. They just want to do the wolf camping. Ramses might die though. There you go. Here comes the buyback coming in from YapzOr. I still don't think they can kill no one. He still has a cheese, by the way. And yeah, there is absolutely no way they're killing him. He's starting to get some armor from the weave. Solo will get taken out. Lil even saving him there, rolling in, kicking him out, but he might have sealed his own fate by doing that. At this point, I mean, that was absolutely unnecessary from Virtus.pro, by the way. That was just, I don't want to say bad manners, but that was just them having fun. They know how far ahead they are in this game, and they're going to throw it a little bit there, Virtus throw, but at this point, they pretty much can group up, push all the way top, and there's absolutely nothing to do. They see how untouchable this Viper is, and he's going to build into a Scotty. He doesn't have it soon, and at that point, he's literally unkillable. The only stronger he can get is level 25, and getting that plus 20 armor, if that's what he's going to go for. He might just go for the DPS, because he knows he's already tanky enough, which is the weave. And pretty much one last zone to anybody, and the fight is over. They literally need all 5 of their heroes and every ability hitting to win these fights, and maybe even 2 lives on some of the heroes, but they already committed some buybacks there. Let's see on who. I believe it was on YapzOr. I don't know, I can't tell. You see Ramses, he's still not that farmed, but that is because he's spending a lot of time just pushing out lanes and hitting towers. But you see, he's still more farmed than mid one, the most farmed here on the side of Secret, but no one is an absolute monster right now. Let's look at the overall net worth. You see about a 10k advantage for Virtus Pro, but it seems like a lot more at this point just because of their heroes, and about a 5,000 experience advantage. And a lot of that was because they fed a lot of kills away to Secret diving the fountain, which is absolutely unnecessary. And alright, Viper actually going to go for a heart rather than a Scotty. And I guess that's cool. Oh no, it's a Satanic. Alright, that's not bad either. Gives them a little bit of extra damage. So they're going to smoke up right now, I believe, from Virtus Pro. Where's their smoke? They have a gem? Smoke? Smoke? Alright, no, they want to push out the waves a little bit. And then they'll smoke. Or they can just straight up push top. That works too. And it looks like they're going to go with that one. Well, Secret did go for a smoke of their own. They won't find anybody though. They're just going to back off. They don't want to run into Virtus Pro right now. If they catch Virtus Pro together, they'll actually immediately get wiped, even if they initiate with Chrono. As long as they don't burst the Dazzle, he's graving somebody for sure. And at that point, like, Virtus Pro clearly do not need all 5 of their heroes to win these team fights. They can afford to literally just lose the Earth Spear at the start of the fight and have him do absolutely nothing, and they'll probably still win it, as long as everything else goes their way in the fight. And we see Ramsey just buy a casual Reaver here, probably build into a heart or like even a Satanic of his own. Interesting to note is he actually didn't go for lifesteal this game at all, not going for the casual Morbid Mask. I think Secret just want to go for a split push play or something. They were just scooped up mid. I'm not so sure for what, but as Virtus Pro are pushing into the top lane, I guess they'll take a shrine and maybe try to go for a base race. Who knows? I don't think they can win that. So if anything, Virtus Pro just go back and defend. So they're not pressured at all to just try to mega creeps immediately. Secret actually being the ones who are going to go back, and this is their last fight now, and how will they approach it? KheZu looking for an opportunity to get a Chrono and go find one onto the Bat as well as Huskar. Not a bad one. I think they'll be able to take out the Bat. Nope, he gets the Yules off. Meanwhile, no one is just dishing out the damage. He's almost killed the Lina. He actually killed the Lina out. Just going to force immediate buyback. Now Puppey going down. Pasha gets the lasso there. We'll get Yules by YapzOr. So nice play for him there. But the Grave going to save Pasha. Virtus Pro have yet to lose any heroes, and they're going to claim Mega Creeps. KheZu have already committed his Chrono. He's going to show himself onto the Huskar, but he can't touch him. Look at the armor onto that boy. And they're just going to get the Mega Creeps, and they're probably not going to leave, honestly. No one wanting to man up. He has the Satanic. They might kill him. Oh no, there's the Grave coming out. He's going to heal up, and he's back to half HP. Here comes Lil with the Magnetize. He does fall, but no one is cleaning up. He's stacking up on the armor right now. He's actually going to lose all his armor real quick as the weave ends. And there's the break onto the Huskar. He gets graved up. He's diving the fountain. He doesn't care. They know they have Mega Creeps. And there's the Albert onto the Drow. GG still not called yet, though, as they're actually going to dive a little bit too deep there. They lose 3, and they're going to lose Solo here as well. YapzOr with the weave steal. That's pretty big. And, alright, Solo's just actually going to buy back. What the fuck? They're just having fun actually right now. This is looking like a pub, how they're ending this game. This is not looking like a grand finals at all, and no one literally fighting 1v3. And he's, keep in mind, he's out of mana. He can't even cast his ultimate, and he's actually going to get Yulesed up as he pops the Satanic. Doesn't have mana for Mech or even Halberd, but he's still surviving. They don't have MKB on the Drow, so he's going to get Viper Strike. They're finally going to kill him. That's 1,000 gold going to Puppey, and Secret hold? Secret hold. Solo unfortunately didn't have a Boots of Travel to get in and save his friend there. He did buy back. Maybe he should have sold all his items and got Boots of Travel. I think if he just graved and weaved the Viper there, he would have just killed them all, but GG. Wait, no, never mind. They're just spamming well played. They're actually just clowning around right now. I mean, they extended this game, let's say, a little bit here. I think this game could have been over about 10 minutes ago, but I mean, you gotta have fun, right? You gotta dive the fountain. That just seems like the Russian thing to do. And so now they pretty much can just get the next Aegis and end the game. There's absolutely nothing else you can do. They're just sticking in just for the heck of it. Maybe Virtus Pro throws again, and they can use straight throne or something like that. They do have an exposed throne. Well, not exposed throne, but the tier 4s are exposed at least because there's no tier 3. And we'll see if that works out. I doubt it, but just gonna wait for Viper to respawn. Maybe they go for the Roshan themselves with Viper dead, but he's respawning very soon. I don't think they can. Mid one, he is looking sad. 3 Bloodstone charges onto him. Jar Ranger, did he get a real item yet? I guess he has a Silver Edge. And here goes Virtus Pro heading into Roshan. Lil scouting out Secret, just gonna give a love tap to the shrine there, and you're gonna wait until Viper is up to go for Aegis. I don't want to just go with that Divide.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
And the Ancient's actually being under attack by a big creep here. And keep in mind, Secret always have to keep heroes in base. They don't have very much clear for these mega creeps at all. Drow doesn't even have a Maelstrom yet, and she's actually nowhere near one, and she can't even farm. These creeps don't give that much gold at all. In the meantime, Virtus Pro going for Roshan. Gonna take that quick and easy, grabbing into the Aegis as well as the cheese for no one. Is he gonna hold on to it? Yeah. He's gonna drop his mech for that. Oh, and Pasha finds the Yo Scepter onto Puppey here. Doesn't get the lasso off. Puppey was actually ultimating the creep wave there. Oh, nice sounds coming in from Lil. Stun will not connect onto anyone other than Puppey. And I think they just thrown here. They even got a DD rune onto no one. Oh man. He's gonna walk right up here, and they have so much sustain for him as well. He's just Satanic, they get the Inner Vitality, and he has a cheese. He literally can just 1v5. They should just, if they were having fun, they should just let him 1v5 and see what happens. Because if anything, that's better, because what are they gonna do? Chrono the Viper solo, and then his team can just come in? But no, they're gonna fight it out. Ramsey's in front. Where's the Chronosphere? We actually do a decent amount of damage to no one here. Ramsey's still doing work. The Chrono will only hit onto Dazzle, alright. And second Chrono. That was it. Alright, that was pretty cool. He sold all his items for refreshment, so you can get 2 Chronos, and they don't do shit off of it. Now the fountain diving commences. They're gonna ignore the throne entirely, but it will die to Creeps and VP. We'll take game 3 against Team Secret, and they made Secret look silly in this one, I gotta say. The last pick, Huskar, and I think their strategy with literally not picking the same hero twice just completely threw Secret off. They completely missed the Huskar pick. They're like, they picked Dazzle. That's one of the supports they haven't picked yet. They're probably just going to pick Dazzle. No, there's a Huskar in the pool, my boy. And they didn't ban it out. And Huskar actually wasn't the hero that gave them the most problems in this game. It was the Viper. He not only zoned the Lina out, and that was because of the help from the Earth Spirit. Not only did he kill her courier, he did go for like a pretty deep dive on her. He ended up actually giving her a kill, but it didn't matter. The Lina was zoned out, and that's how Viper will win the lane. I think Lina does well if it's just pure 1v1, especially with Drow Aura. The fact that the Earth Spirit was putting some pressure kind of forced mid one back. He didn't want to feed kills away, and he ended up just playing pretty passive, farming up in the jungle, and that allowed no one to pretty much free farm mid. And then he ended up being a beast in this game, only dying once. The score is 19, 1-10. Is that his? I'm pretty sure that's him, right? I mean, it has to be him. Look at no one in this game. 19, 1, and 10 on this Viper. 770 GPM, and it could have been higher as well if they didn't go for so many dives. Alright, that's our 9k player right there. I'm so fucking bad, but I don't think he is on Viper. I mean, it's not the most skillful hero in the world to play, but I mean, he was a beast in that game, especially with the weave from the Dazzle. And very nice play from Pasha and Lil as well. You see a lot of deaths on Lil, but he did set up a lot of fights for his team, and he got some pretty clutch silences off as well. So that's going to be it for Game 3 between Secret and Virtus Pro. See you guys in the next one. Game 4 coming up soon. Peace out. I have to turn my monitor back on, guys. I can't sign out right away. GG. My OBS on my second monitor. Alright. Got everything set. Peace out, everyone.